This is what it's taken to get the gallery operational up until this point.
Yes, well, I still need supplies for my classes.
Right, and you also need some track lighting for the gallery. I also need a few pieces of equipment.
Yes, and advertising, we can't forget that.
That's been included.
I had no idea it would be this expensive. Do you think we can do this?
I think if we're careful with what we have, yeah, I think we'll make it.
I hope you're right.
There's another thing.
What?
The money that Jamie loaned us.
What about it?
I want to pay that back as soon as possible. That's already been included. But once we take care of that, then there should be no problem at all.
Do you think we can really make a go out of this?
I do. But I don't want you to worry about it. The only reason why I told you all this is just because I want you to know how tight it's going to be for a while.
We can do it, can't we? We can make it work.
We can make it work.
Honey? You look like you're 1,000 miles away.
What?
Are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay. We just need to talk about something.
About what?
Well, I've put it off for too long. We've got to talk about this house.
So, what's the problem? You sounded so mysterious on the phone.
Oh, Sandy, I didn't want to go into it over the phone. But I had a meeting with Brian Bancroft. I told him everything.
Everything? Like what?
Well, I started out with why Jerry and I ran away in the first place. I told him that after Jerry's accident, we knew Jordan was playing for keeps.
Is that going to help your case?
I don't know. But I felt like I had to level with him completely.
So you told him about the deal you made with Jordan?
I had to, Sandy. He seemed to understand.
Man, I don't know. You know, to me it makes it seem like you really had a motive for killing Jordan. I mean, it was the only way to free yourself from your bargain with the devil.
I was sort of hoping you'd help me out.
Sure, how?
I want you to talk to Brian. I know he wants to hear your side of the story.
Well, you know, I can tell him about our time in New York City, and I can tell him about coming back to Bay City, but that's about all I have to offer.
Yeah, I know, but...
All right, come on, out with it.
I want you to make sure that Jerry is not there when you have your meeting with Brian. Jerry doesn't know about the bargain I made with Jordan. I think it's best for him that way.
I guess you're still in love with the guy, huh?
Sandy, I care about Jerry. I've seen him hurt and seen him through a lot of things, and I don't want to see him hurt again, especially if it's because of me. Please, all I want is for you to make sure he's not there when you meet with Brian.
Well, is that important to you?
It is.
Okay. I'll do it your way, then.
Thank you.
And now, the continuing story of Another World.
Well, what about this house?
Well, you know that loan I got from Jordan Scott was just an excuse to get to Jordan while I was doing my undercover investigation.
Yeah?
Well, now that the undercover operation's over, I think I'm going to have to get rid of this place. Besides, I can't afford it on my salary.
That's the best news I've heard in a long time.
Well, you mean that?
I can't wait to get packed and moved out of here. I've hated this house ever since. I've hated what it stood for ever since from the beginning.
Well, you know, I guess I knew that, but you never said anything to me.
Honey, I hardly had a chance to. You were so anxious to get this house that before I knew it, you'd bought it. And then you moved out.
Well, you know why I did what I had to do.
Well, yeah, I know, honey, but I'd be happy if we didn't have to live here anymore. I got bad feelings about this place.
Yeah, I understand that. But, you know, there's something that I didn't lie to you about.
What?
I've always wanted to give you a nice place to live. And I still do.
Our old apartment was a nice place. Do you think that might still be available?
Our old place? You want to live there?
Well, yeah. I was never happier as when we were living there. You, me, and Cory had great times there, so maybe we can get it back.
Well, I'll try and find out, but baby, I wanted to give you a big, beautiful house.
Well, I don't need a big, beautiful house to be happy. I just need you and Cory together.
Do you have any idea how much I love you?
Why don't you show me?
Oh.
Mr. Bancroft, have you discussed with your client the seriousness of the charges he's been faced with?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
And you are aware of the significance of the change of the plea from Mr. Frame's original stance of standing mute to that of a guilty plea?
Yes. We felt that this was something that we wanted to handle immediately, deal with directly, and face immediately.
Mr. Bancroft, would you mind if I asked your client some questions?
Of course not.
Mr. Frame, you have entered a plea of guilty to a charge of driving under the influence of an unknown chemical substance. Are you aware of what that means?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Were you aware of what you were doing at the time?
Aware that I was taking drugs? Yes.
And yet you made the decision to drive anyway?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Frame, I would like an honest answer. Is this likely to be a continuing problem?
No, it isn't, Your Honor.
Could you tell me why you feel confident in that response?
Because I am not now, nor do I intend in the future to take any drugs of any kind, whether I drive or not.
You can be very positive of that.
Yes. Your Honor, I made a mistake. I admit that. And I can promise you it won't happen again.
Mr. Bancroft, can you assure me that a repeat situation of this kind involving your client will not happen?
Mr. Frame has so assured me, and I have every confidence in his integrity regarding the situation.
All right. I will take into account the fact that this is your first offense and your open admission of guilt. But the charge, as stated, is of a very serious nature.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Yes, of course, Mr. Bancroft.
I have known Jamie and his family for a long time. And I just want you to know that if Jamie states, as he has, that this was an exceptional situation that will not reoccur, he is telling you the truth. This is a man of honesty and integrity, and I believe that should be entered in the record.
Thank you, Mr. Bancroft. I'm aware of Mr. Frame's reputation in the community. And that is why I have decided to sentence you to 6 months in prison. The sentence to be suspended and to levy a fine of $1,000. This fine is payable by the end of this business day. Should it not be paid, the suspension of the sentence is rescinded. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. I believe that's all for now. I will leave you alone with your client, and I will make arrangements for the payment of the fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Well, how about the fine? Can you handle that?
Yes, I can, right.
Look, Jamie, if you don't have that kind of money available, I'm sure I can make alternate arrangements for you.
No, that won't be necessary. I can handle it. Thank you, Brian. Thanks for everything.
Now, can you remember if there were any strangers in the complex the night before the bombing?
Well, the only stranger I saw was that air conditioning repairman. See, I have him marked in here on the sheet.
Air conditioning repairman. At night? Isn't that a little unusual?
Well, I thought so, too, at the time, but he said that he had been called after hours, and it was important for him to have things fixed right away. I told him that no one had told me to expect him, but he said that must have been because the complex was closed when he was called, and so there would have been no one there to tell me. So I let him in.
You think you can remember what he looked like?
Yeah, I think so. He was not as tall as me. He had a grayish beard, and he was a little on the heavy side.
Is this him?
Yeah, that's the guy, all right.
Well, I won't keep you. I just thought I'd stop in and see how Sally was doing at her new job.
Well, she seems to like it very much. And, of course, her work is first rate, but I didn't expect anything else from her.
Thank you. I'm really very proud of her.
Well, now that you're here, would you like to see her?
Well, if you think I won't be disturbing her.
No, it's no problem. Sit down and make yourself comfortable.
Thanks.
Cecile, this is Liz. Is Sally there? Well, Alice is here. Would like to see her for a minute if it's possible. Oh, thanks. She'll be right up.
Thanks, Liz.
And what about you? How come you're over here? Is this your day off?
Oh, no, I'm on my lunch hour.
No uniform.
That's right. You don't know. I've just gotten a promotion.
Oh, that's wonderful. What is your new job?
I've been made director of nursing for the ECU. Oh! And I get to wear my own clothes. Feels strange.
It must be. Well, everybody's changing jobs in a hurry. Let's see, Sally, Pat, you. I think it's marvelous.
Mother? Hi. How you doing?
Okay, I just figured since I was in the neighborhood, I'd stop in and see how you liked your new job.
Oh, I love it. It's wonderful. Cecile's been great for me.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Well, what about you? I was wondering how your job was going.
Well, I was just telling Liz about it. All this newfound responsibility is nice. I just hope I'm up to it.
They would not have given you a promotion if they didn't think you could handle it. All Matthews women are dedicated, hard-working.
Oh, Liz.
Yeah, Liz, I think you are absolutely right.
Oh, you.
You know, this whole scene reminds me of some time ago.
How so?
Well, I was just thinking about all the meals we used to make together when we were married.
But don't forget, you were always a much better cook than I was. Maybe I should leave you alone in the kitchen and you can make Cory's lunch for him.
I don't think that would be a very good idea. You see, I'm a little rusty with my domestic abilities.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Reminds me of that time when you tried to make...
Chile! You promised that you would never bring that up again.
Gosh, I'm sorry. I just couldn't help it.
That's evil. Blaine.
Jerry. No, please. I have to say this, okay? I'm never going to be able to thank you enough for what you've done for me.
Tried to do. I was mostly just messing things up.
Oh, come on.
No, if it hadn't been for Sandy.
All right. Sandy was a lot of help to us, yes. But it was always you I knew I could turn to.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Larry told me about you and Kit.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. There's no problem.
I know that there is a problem, and I know that I'm the cause of it.
It is not because
Please don't say it.
Okay, I won't, but I'll still be thinking it. It isn't your fault. It was mine.
What?
I wasn't being fair to Kit, and she knew it. I mean, she never had 100% of me.
Why not?
I don't know. There was just too much going on in my life, I guess.
See, I told you it is because of me.
Okay, maybe a part of it is because of you, but it's certainly not for the reason that you think.
What are you saying?
Well, if what Kit and I had wasn't strong enough to overcome what happened between me and you, then it wasn't for forever to begin with, so it's just better this way. And I'm saying it for the last time, it isn't your fault.
Jerry.
Were you listening to me?
Yes, I was listening to you.
And did what I say make any sense at all?
Yes, it makes sense.
Look, maybe I just didn't want it bad enough to make it work out.
Well, sometimes you want things so badly you can taste it, it still doesn't work out. For some of us, I guess that's the way it'll always be.
Please add that both group and private lessons are available. Should say class is forming now. Yeah, the address is 1432 Addison Street. A-D as in dog, D as in dog, I-S-O-N as in Nancy, Street. Yeah, the telephone is 555-2673. 2673. Right. The Sunday edition, can you put it in? Okay. Yeah, bill to the same address. Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Bye.
Come in.
Hi, Mac. You got a minute?
I've got the whole of my lunch hour. Seems like that's the only time I can read anymore without interruption.
Oh, I won't interrupt.
Oh, no, you're never an interruption. Oh, I see you're about to enjoy a luxury lunch from a fine restaurant, just
Yeah.
as I am. Please join me.
Brown bagging it. Yeah, Sandy picked up some stuff for both of us.
Yeah, tuna fish on whole wheat with coffee.
That's right. Mayonnaise. How'd you get it?
It was always your favorite.
Hey.
When your mother used to fix us both our lunches. So, you want to talk about something?
Yes, I do.
Something troubling you? Bothering you?
Well, not really bothering me. I do have a problem, though.
Anything I can do to help?
Well, I'm not sure I really want to ask you for help, really.
Jamie, you know you can always ask me for anything. You should know that by now. You want some water?
No, thanks. I was late coming into work today. Did I tell you that?
You told me yesterday you would be.
Did I tell you why?
Would you like to now?
Yeah, I went to court today about that driving under the influence charge. I pled guilty.
And?
I received a 6-month sentence.
6 months?
Suspended.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I have Brian to thank for that. But wait, there's more.
I'm listening.
I was fined $1,000, and I have to come up with it by the end of the workday today.
Well, I suppose that isn't so bad. They could well have revoked your driver's license.
Yes, they could have. And I guess $1,000 isn't that bad. Unless you don't have it.
And if you don't have it, you're going to spend 6 months in jail.
Yeah. Mac, this is very hard for me. But I'm going to have to ask you to loan me the $1,000.
I don't want it to ever be hard for you to ask me for anything. You are my son.
I'll pay you back, I promise, with the next couple paychecks.
Tell you what, I'll let you know when I need it real bad, okay?
Okay.
Now, this is out of the way. Let's get back to something real good, like tuna on whole wheat.
Thanks, Mac. Really.
Well, as you can see, I have made arrangements for you to speak to me without Jerry being around. Although, I am curious as to why that was a condition.
Well, because what Blaine and I did was done to protect Jerry. And if he knew, he'd somehow feel responsible for what ultimately happened.
I see.
Blaine doesn't want that to happen, neither do I.
Well, would you care to discuss the particulars?
Look, Mr. Bancroft, you know Jerry pretty well. You know he's a quiet guy who holds a lot inside. When he gets upset, he can get carried away and do some pretty irrational things. I don't ever want to see that happen again.
Oh, you're here. I'm glad to see you.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, it's been very busy all day long, and I need a break.
Well, that's coming along good. You know, you don't have to do everything at once.
Yes, I know that. But it helps me keep my mind off of, everything.
Well, as long as you're not worrying, it's not doing any good
I
for
wasn't
you.
worrying at all today. I was too busy to worry. How was your day? How did it go?
I saw a few people, but no sales, no luck.
Well, what was the response to your pictures?
Favorable impressions, but Impressions are not going to pay the rent.
Oh, well, listen, don't be discouraged. Let me see what you took around.
The usual.
You know, you shouldn't be discouraged, because sometimes it takes a long time to make your first sale, but you know, your work is so good. I don't think it's going to take long for you. Oh, I love that. You know, it's interesting. My work, most of it is based on people. Your work is just the opposite. People have very little to do with your work.
Maybe it's because I am a loner. Always have been. Never needed anybody. At least not until now.
I know what you mean. I've been like that myself.
Looks like we found each other.
Thank goodness we did.
Well, look, suppose you begin by telling me about your involvement with the company.
Well, okay, here goes. Mostly happened in Las Vegas, after I was convinced to move there from Los Angeles. I worked with a woman named Ilsa Fredericks, who's a friend of Jess Cooper's. Well, actually, works with him, really. He's the big guy in all this mess.
What were you doing exactly?
That's really not important. What you should understand, though, is that I was in pretty deep, and I got into some big trouble. Do you remember Tracy Merrill?
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, she was killed in Las Vegas. Yes. But you didn't have anything to do with that, did you?
No. I only knew her a little before her accident. As a matter of fact, Tracy's the one who convinced me that I might like Bay City.
Oh, is that why you decided to come here?
Right. When I decided I needed to get away, the name Bay City was still fresh in my mind, so here I am.
Why did you get mixed up with the likes of Jordan Scott? I'd think that you'd want to stay away from someone like him.
Well, I did stay away from both the arena and the connection. I was afraid that Jason Dunlap might recognize because he had seen me when he was in Las Vegas with Tracy.
Then what happened? Sit down.
Well, when Blaine and Jerry went on the run, and Jerry was sick, I decided that I would take Jerry his medication. That's the medication that Rick Holloway prescribed for him. I knew that I had the experience necessary to help them get away safely. Or at least, so I thought.
Why? What happened?
I think it's because of me that they got caught.
Well, how come?
Well, I got them to New York City, all right. And then I decided to get in touch with an old friend of mine from the days when I was still with the company in Las Vegas. He was a doctor. I felt he could help Jerry. But he must have called Ilsa Fredericks soon after that, because within a couple of days, Jordan Scott had found us himself in New York. Fortunately for all of us, Ilsa needs me back alive.
So you felt you had some bargaining power, I assume.
Exactly. Ilsa needed me back alive. Jordan wanted Blaine alive. So we decided we'd strike a deal. We'd go peaceably if he'd let Jerry live. We also promised that we wouldn't cause any trouble once we got back to Bay City. Now, of course, Jerry doesn't know any of this.
What you're saying really means that Blaine was under the threat of death from the moment she walked out on Jordan Scott.
Oh, of course. No one walks away from the company and lives.
Well, you seem to be doing okay.
Yeah, so far.
Leigh, what are you doing? We're going to eat as soon as Blaine brings Cory home to the sitters.
Yeah, but that could be minutes from now, you know? I got to keep my strength up.
I should know better than to think that eating would kill your appetite.
Come on, give me a break, sis, huh?
Listen, if you got time between mouthfuls, maybe you can tell me how you've been. I haven't seen you since yesterday.
Well, Clarice, I've been great. What's been going on around here?
I got a call from Denny.
You sure have a way of spoiling a guy's appetite.
That's a terrible thing to say about your brother, and I wish you didn't feel that way.
I'm sorry. What do you want?
Well, he called to say he didn't get the job at the district attorney's office.
No? Does that mean he won't be moving to Bay City?
Well, that's the way it looks now. You send a job application, you know, all over, so we don't know where he's going to end up.
Shucks. And we were going to be such good buddies, you know?
Okay,
that's my last crack. What'd he say?
Well, he also said, you know, he wanted to know how you were, and he asked if you were still going with Sally.
Oh, wonderful. Does he hate her also?
Now, just stop that, Leigh. He thinks she's a very nice girl, and he thinks that she's very good for you.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. You sure you were talking to my brother, Denny?
Yes, I'm sure. And I wish you'd give him a chance. I think he's really changed.
Or maybe he wants us to believe he has.
That's the end of the subject. Here, now will you toss this?
Oh, good.
I want to talk to you about something.
Uh-oh. This sounds ominous.
Huh?
Never mind. What?
Well, Larry and I are going to move, and we're hoping we can go back into our old apartment.
Whoa, what brought this on? I'm not eating at a house at home, am I?
Yeah, you are. No,
No.
honey, you aren't. But it's a long story. It's just that we have to move from here. But I want you to know that you're welcome wherever we live. But I thought I should tell you our plans, because you told me that you thought you might be doing something else.
I'm getting the boot, huh?
No, Lee, you're not.
Just kidding, Clarice. You know I've been thinking about getting a place of my own. I guess it's time I do it.
Are you sure you want to?
Well, Clarice, I think I've outgrown the couch, you know? And I am really looking forward to getting a place of my own. So, yeah, it's time.
Jerry, Larry, how you doing?
Sandy. Hey, old buddy, what brings you down here?
I just thought I'd come over and see if there was some news, maybe something might help Blaine.
No, not really, although there is a name that keeps coming up in our investigation.
Oh, yeah? Who?
Ken Steele.
Steele?
Yeah. Seems like he fits the description of a man who was at the Cory complex just before the bombing.
He was also seen a few times at the arena.
Yeah, well, you question him about all this?
Well, not yet, but when we find him, if we can get him to talk, I'm sure he's going to provide an important key in Blaine's defense.
Yeah, how so?
Hold on just a sec. Ewing here. Yeah? Oh. All right, thanks a lot. It looks like we may have found Ken Steele.
This is just a couple of things I had out.
It is nice. Really, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
How long have you been doing this?
Professionally, I've never done it. Got a camera, I think, for the first time at my 12th birthday.
Well, the more I see, the more impressed I really am.
I thank you. I appreciate your opinion.
No, I'm not kidding. He's really good.
You know, I decided after I came back to Bay City this last time to start over again. Decided to get out of the clubs and do something that I wanted to do. So it was photography. And then I had a chance to put this gallery together. I decided, well, I'd do it.
Tell you something, if you ever come across any good newsworthy photographs, let me know, because the Ledger can use good photos.
I will do that. I'll keep it in mind.
You know, I'll tell you something. This is exactly the kind of thing that I'm looking for a new article that I'm writing on recreation.
Would you consider buying it?
Well, yeah, I'd consider buying it if the price is right.
The price is right. In fact, you got a sale, or I got a sale. Sounds like a good omen. Excuse me.
Oh, Aunt Liz, your flags are a perfect touch. London, England, you know. Ooh.
I need a little refill.
All right.
Pat, I hate to see you go.
No, it's not going to be that long. You'll get along without me.
I don't know about that. If only there were two of you. We should have you cloned. One to stay here, take care of this office. One to open the new Bravo office in London.
Thank you, Mac. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate all the things you've done for me.
Found out no sad faces.
Wow.
People think you won't like my party. Personally, I think it's one of my best parties.
She's right. Excuse me?
Aunt Liz, your parties are always perfect. I'm only sad because I'm going to miss some while I'm away.
Well, have you tried any of the hors d'oeuvres?
Not yet.
Well, you wait right here and I'll bring you some.
Aunt Pat, I want to wish you the best of luck.
Oh, Sally, thank you. I'll need it. How about you? How's your job coming along
just
here?
wonderful. Cecile's great to work for.
Just watch out for Cecile, honey. That's a little family advice.
But why? She seems like such a nice person.
Yes, I know, but sometimes she'll make it difficult for you.
Okay, thanks. But everything seems to be going okay.
Well, from the reports that I hear about you, you'll probably be running the magazine when I get back.
Come on now.
No, I have heard some good reports, Sally. I'm proud of you.
Here you are, Pat, dear.
Oh,
Sally, have you tried any of the food?
No, but I'm planning.
Oh, come right over here with me.
Oh, Jamie, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good, Pat. Boy, I'm gonna miss you.
Oh, I am gonna miss you too.
Oh, I just hope I can do a good a job as you've done.
Oh, don't be silly. You had the job before me. I know how brilliantly you did it.
Yes, but it seems like such a long time ago. I hope I can remember everything.
It'll come back like riding a bicycle.
Oh, that's something else I haven't done in a long time.
Jamie?
See you later.
Well, Cecile, come on, join the party.
Oh, I'm fine.
You're going to wish me good luck. I'm sure you'll be glad to get rid of me.
No. Well, there were times I would have been glad, but not under these circumstances.
What circumstances?
Well, I know Jamie's been under a lot of pressure lately, and I don't think it's wise of him to be adding this responsibility now.
Now, that means you think that I should have recommended you for the position.
Only because I don't think that he can handle the pressures.
Jamie is going to do a wonderful job. You might help by giving him a lot of support that he needs right now.
Yes, we will be fine. And I want you to enjoy yourself in England. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Pat. Oh, congratulations. Oh, I'm sorry I'm so late.
That's all right. I understand why, and congratulations on your new job, too. Oh, goodness.
Thank you. It's great.
Alice, dear, I saved these for you.
Oh, thank you, Liz. As always, the perfect hostess.
Yes, they call me the Pearl of Mesta, you know.
I'm going to miss you so much.
Well, thank you.
You know, it seems like we can never get this whole family to stay in one place for any length of time.
You're right. There you go.
Thanks. Well, don't worry. We'll all be here when you get back.
Oh, you'll probably be running the whole hospital when I get back.
Right.
Oh, Alice, good to see you. I hope I get a chance to talk to you a little later.
Oh, well, sure, anytime.
Nothing too serious.
Hey, look who's here.
What a wonderful surprise.
Well, I
Oh,
certainly
for
couldn't
me.
miss an important social event like this, could I?
Oh, Brian, thank you so much for making it special.
I
Oh.
also thought you might need some help with all your gifts and the flowers.
Well, your being here makes it the best gift of all. Thank you. These are just gorgeous.
Oh, Clarice, I don't have any idea how you do it. You manage to bake, you keep a house, you manage to get to work on time, and then you take in boarders. You're not a boarder, you're my sister-in-law. Besides, I like to keep busy. It's a habit I got into when Larry was gone. I can't help but wonder what I'm going to be doing for the next few years to keep busy. Now, don't talk like that. You know that Brian and Jerry are going to do everything they can to prove that you didn't kill Jordan. I mean, at least not on purpose. I don't know, Clarice. Even if they do, I have no idea what my life will be like. Well, how can you say that? It's easy. Listen, Clarice, do you remember the other day when we were talking about Jerry? At the hair affair? Sure I do. Well, you were asking me if I was in love with him, and I told you I cared about him a lot. Yeah. Well, I said that knowing that Jerry was in love with Kit. Well, so? Why are you bringing that up now? Apparently, Kit and Jerry have broken up. You're kidding. I thought they had that whole relationship all worked out. Me too. I'm really afraid that Kit thinks Jerry and I are in love again. It's only because we've been spending so much time together because of all my problems. If I did anything to break them up or to spoil Jerry's happiness... I'm sure that that's not the case. I don't know. He just has helped me so much. I feel like I owe him so much. Clarice, my feelings are all confused now. I don't know. If it'll help you, Blaine, I went through the same kind of thing when Larry was gone. You mean with Jerry? Yeah, he was so good to me. I guess because Larry asked him to watch out for me, but I thought I might be in love with him. I guess he's just that sort of person. Yeah. But, you know, I told Larry all about it, and what he said to me was that I might be confusing gratitude with love.
And maybe you should ask yourself that question.
I had no idea your feelings were so strong for Jerry.
Well, it's just that he was there when I needed somebody. I didn't really know what all my feelings were at that time, and Larry and I are still sorting them out.
Are you still in love with Jerry?
Oh, no, not really. But I'll always care a lot about him.
Yeah. Well, caring and loving, they're not really all that far apart, you know.
There. Well, looks like an office again. Finally.
Yeah. It was quite a farewell, wasn't it? I sure hope Pat enjoyed it.
Oh, I know she had a good time. You know, she's really looking forward to her new responsibilities.
I'm glad to hear that. I understand congratulations are in order for you, too?
Oh, yes. My new job at the hospital. And I'm really very excited about it.
Well, I'm sure you'd be an asset in any position.
Thank you, Mac. And thank you also for what you've done for Sally. You know, she's just delighted with her new internship here at Cory Publishing.
Good. I think we were lucky to find her. All the reports I've heard from Cecile have just been glowing.
Well, I know she's happy in her work. I think that makes a great deal of difference. You know, she's almost a new person.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad I was able to help in any little way I could.
Oh, you have.
Yeah, that's the last of it. You'd never know we'd had a big bash here, would you?
I want to talk to you now.
You know, you really have the...
Well, I think maybe I'd better be going. Rachel? Thanks, Mac.
You're quite welcome. Thank you. I still hope we get time for that talk. Perhaps we could have dinner again sometime.
I'd like that. Thanks again.
Quite an entrance. Why do you keep bursting in like this?
I just told you I want to talk to you now.
Well, I think the time for talking has already passed us by. Anything that needs to be said, our lawyers can say for us.
This has nothing to do with the custody or the divorce.
Well, what else is there for us to talk about?
I want to talk to you about Jamie.
Why about Jamie now?
I don't understand how you can invite Sandy into our home, your home, so quickly.
Sandy is in trouble. I think he can better be protected in my house than he can in that apartment of his.
This has nothing to do with the fact that you just learned that he's your son, does it?
It has everything to do with it. Rachel, I have just found out that Sandy is my own son. A son in danger. Naturally, I'm going to protect him.
Well, how do you think Jamie's going to feel about this? I really don't understand your attitude at all.
Maybe you don't, but I'm sure Jamie will.
Mac, you can't tell Jamie that Sandy's your son right now.
I'll decide when and if to tell Jamie. I think this is really none of your concern, Rachel.
It is my concern. Jamie is my son.
And our situation notwithstanding, he's also my son. I think I know Jamie well enough to handle this situation and how he might react to it.
Well, you obviously don't understand at all, because he's under a great deal of pressure. I don't want you to tell him about Sandy. It will be devastating to him right now.
There are other kind of pressures besides the emotional ones, you know.
Is that supposed to mean something special to me?
I am talking about financial pressure.
Oh, I'm well acquainted with that kind of pressure, so?
Are you aware that he had to borrow money from me to pay the fine the court assessed him so he could stay out of jail?
No, I was not aware of that. Well, how much was it?
Only $1,000. Small by some standards, but obviously too large for Jamie to come up with.
He didn't have it?
No, he didn't have it. And we both know why, because he gave all his money to you and Blake to start that gallery of yours.
I had no idea.
So if you want to talk about putting pressure on people, don't let yourself off the hook just too soon.
I honestly did not know anything about this. He told me he had money, or I never would have taken that loan from him if I'd known.
I'm sure he gave the money to you because he wanted to protect you.
Protect me?
Yes, to keep you from having to start this brave new life of yours without any support whatsoever. Obviously, Blake is not capable of taking care of you or the children.
I'm not here to discuss the children. I'm here to keep you from hurting Jamie anymore.
Me? I'm the only one I can see that's doing anything for him. It seems that he's stripped himself financially in order to protect you. Who's gonna protect him?
Obviously not you. I heard what you said to Brian the other day. About cutting him out of your will.
What are you talking about?
I was right outside the door the other day, Mac. You were talking to Brian about removing Jamie as heir to Cory Publishing. I heard you say that.
Yes, well, obviously you didn't eavesdrop quite long enough, Rachel.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means I wouldn't allow Brian to follow Jamie's wishes. Jamie is going to remain as my heir.
Well, I don't believe you. As soon as you found out that Sandy is your son, you got Brian over here to change everything, didn't you?
I will never, ever do that. Believe me.
Well, you see, that's just the problem, Mac. I don't believe you about anything anymore.
Yes. The body was found in a car at the bottom of the lake about a week ago. There was another man in the car, too, but so far we haven't been able to identify either of them.
Any other leads to go on?
No. They've both been dead for only a short time, but no one's claimed the bodies. And since this one resembles the man you're looking for, I thought maybe you'd like to see for yourself.
Okay. Is that him?
Yeah, it's him, all right.
I'd be willing to bet that the other body is Eddie.
I don't believe you. I know what I heard.
It's the truth. What you choose to believe is your own business. But from this moment on, we will not discuss Jamie.
Mac, you can't just discard Jamie because you found out you have another son.
I told you the discussion is closed. Besides, you're a fine one to assign blame.
Well, now what are you trying to say to me?
Just this. If you would look at the situation realistically, instead of through those rose-colored glasses you've been wearing so much lately, you would see the root of Jamie's problem.
Which is what?
Your obsessive relationship with Blake. Can't you see, Rachel? Your relationship with Blake is going to destroy everything and everyone that you love.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.